Adam has arrived.
Hey, Maurice and Odie gonna take over like Zach and Cody. Black and Snerdy is the best podcast. Gonna boom like Wile E. Coyote. Gonna make magic, they move like they hairy. Ain't talking about mental health, no, it's not scary. You know that she coming up with the astrology. Mo got a comic and that's the best policy. Maurice the goat, talking about animation cause you know. Odie, she moving wavy like the boat. Watching some movies and she taking notes. Yeah, kick back, listen. Black and Snerdy have risen. Upload on a mission. 5 stars, never dissing. Black and Snerdy, ooh. Black and Snerdy, yeah. Black and Snerdy.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Black and Snerdy podcast, the only podcast where two sexy black nerds get together to shoot the shit. I am Mo, aka Kid Licorish.
And I'm Odie.
And together we are the aforementioned Snerds here on episode 174 of the Black and Snerdy podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's Tuesday. We are in the midst of a week. Just
Yes.
in general. It's
A week is happening.
A week is happening.
All around us. I look around and all I see is
the week.
the week. Yes.
Soon to be the weekend.
Not to be confused with the weekend.
But we're getting there. We're barreling towards it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. You know, we're almost at winter break, which is great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Going to go down to North Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
see my babies.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited about that. And of course, the adults, but the babies are the main event.
Yeah, sure. They're the main attraction.
Yes.
The adults are the appetizer.
Yeah.
And the babies are the main course.
Yeah.
What's the dessert?
Not to be
If anybody
confused
is the dessert.
with the Epstein files. What? They said they were eating kids.
They did?
They said it somewhere there. It's been the topic of the
There's like
town.
3,000 files. I did not read.
There's so many.
I did not
files.
read
There's
any
so
of
many
them.
in them.
I perused some. I perused just mainly to see why Pusha T and Eminem and Jay-Z were mentioned in them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to, sort of. I did not read 3,000 fucking files of shit that they just dropped out of nowhere.
I mean, it's 3,000 files of things. A lot of that we already know. So
Yeah.
it's not
So
that different. But yeah, I'm excited for the days to come.
mhm.
How are you doing?
I'm doing mostly okay. My inbox is inundated with bullshit. Just if it's not, and it's gotten to the point where now the spam stuff is starting to leak into the main inbox, and I don't know how many times I've told you Omaha Steaks or Tour Trivia or what's that other one that does something about beauty bags? Like
Beauty bag?
there's some fucking recently sending with the headline beauty bags. And I don't understand it. I never wanted it. I never signed up for it. Harry and David, yeah, Tour Trivia.
I like Harry and David.
I don't know who
They
or
do
what
snacks.
Harry and
It's like
David.
it's a charcuterie board type of thing. They give you different little things.
Yeah, but I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't want it. And it's really starting to become irksome to me.
Your Yahoo or your Gmail?
And it's just
Yahoo?
I think it's my Yahoo. It has to be the Yahoo because the
Yahoo is the
Gmail
one that always gets the most.
seems
That's why
to be
I stopped
more-
using Yahoo.
yeah, seems
I
to
mean,
be
like,
more.
Gmail,
Gmail
I
is more stable, I think.
I get spam in there, but it's far less than when I ever had when I had Yahoo.
Yeah, but Yahoo was my first email, so I can't
Yeah.
part ways with it.
But one thing someone mentioned online that you should do, like if you're signing up for a newsletter or whatever the case may be.
I think you've said this on this podcast before.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Is when you put your first, like if it's extra for your first and last name, you put your first name and then your last name, you put whatever the place is. So that way you know if they sell your data.
Yeah.
Because then you'll get an email saying like, hello, Odie Hurst.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a good idea because you need to know who's selling your data.
Mhm.
Maybe there'll be some sort of class action suit. There has to be. Because you have that, they have that thing where
What, against big data?
Yeah.
Ooh.
any of them that are selling your data. Because just like
everybody's selling the data.
Well,
like literally at this point, everybody's doing
we
it.
deserve a bunch of money.
That's another drop that I need to get. The Run the Jewels, everybody doing it.
Take a shot. But I think that the way that now, if say for instance, if you opt out of spam calls on your phone and they still call you, there's like a number you can call to try to get money back from these folks.
Sure.
And I think that we need that I think it'll eventually come because we get the data breach emails like, oh, your data was compromised. Da, da, da. We need to know whether it was compromised or whether you sold it. Those are two different things. Two completely different things.
I think at this point it's kind of just understood that anybody is and everybody is selling your data right.
Data's insecure.
All right.
All right. Are you ready to kick things off?
I sure am. How about we get started with a little pop culture or pop topics?
When you want to be not a big deal, what you gonna pick?
Pop topics. All right, where do you want to start
with
the pop topics?
I wanted to get the bullshit out the way.
Sure.
There's other things that we need to talk about.
Sure.
Have you heard anything about comedian Corey Holcomb's latest disaster? Not his comedy specials because those aren't funny. But his
I was about to say, does he have comedy specials?
I don't know if he actually has some. He might be featured in one of those
BT.
10 comedians come. He might be something like that. I don't know if he ever has one particular.
I'm about to check.
But he has there's a video going around of him that has basically caused some waves, some ire, and all this stuff. Now, I think we should watch
he has, I think, one from 2012.
No,
and that's it. Yeah.
He has apparently been losing a lot of gigs, allegedly losing a lot of gigs.
Gigs have been drying up.
Apparently, he's being, sought after. I don't know by who, but he's saying he's sought after. So I'm going to play his response to a video that has gone viral, and then I'm going to play the video. The video is a content warning, so be prepared. But this is his response to a video where he's basically saying TMZ has ruined his life. All right, hold on. Let me speed this up because who wants to hear him talk for that?
Sure.
I haven't been working a lot of my gigs. I lost a lot of my gigs. So, by the way, thank you, TMZ. I lost another gig today. Gary, Indiana on the boat. Y'all got me good. I'm losing gigs. People are saying, Corey, the optics of that video. Yeah. Y'all got me good, TMZ. I'm about to be out here on welfare. Somebody got to explain why I ain't got nothing no more.
You're not gonna be able to buy no more Hocula.
Can't buy Hocula.
Nope, because the jacket that you were looking at
I'm gonna have Proclubula.
cost $1,600.
And this is why you don't
man,
have
I lost a gig today when they told me this one canceled too. I was like, God damn, all right, now it's getting bad. I'm talking about I done lost some real, you dig. All because it's certain places that are ran by the people that will listen to a TMZ. I ain't never lost no gigs before. We have people saying stuff about me all the time. But when TMZ says it, oh, it must be true about this guy. TMZ, you see what you caused me? You got to do something about that.
All right.
So, for a little bit of context.
Well, I'm going to play the video.
Oh, okay.
So I was going to play his response first and then the video so then you can get the content.
Sure.
And decide whether or not you think this is a TMZ thing or if it was warranted.
Sure. Okay.
Now, if you don't know, Corey Holcomb, I would say he was pretty popular, maybe Black famous in late 90s, 2000s. He was in a few different movies.
He was in Black Jesus, I believe.
I think he was in Black Jesus. He was in The Wedding Ringer. He appeared in the Cleveland Show as Robert Tubbs, the terrible movie Dance Flick. So he's been in some things. Now, the video is a little bit graphic.
Warning.
So just be mindful of that. All right.
Now the story is being flipped totally about the truth and what happened.
That you hit him.
That's what now I'm hearing is word on the street that I'm
Right.
an attacker now or
Why do you
something.
think he's saying that?
He doesn't want to go to jail, probably most likely. I mean, it is an assault.
Yeah.
And at the same time, there are witnesses who saw what happened, but he also has people who are willing to lie for him as well.
Yeah.
And
Is there a camera at the Laugh Factory?
there's cameras all over the improv,
Okay.
and that is the footage that we're talking about. Footage shows Corey Holcomb reaching over 2 people and punching me out, and my whole head goes back, and it's a whole horrible whiplash thing. It's horrible. It's like he punches me at 30 miles an hour over the security guard and another person who's
Yeah.
trying to keep him away from me.
Right.
So it's horrible. When you see it, when you see the footage, it's going to change your life.
Why do you think he's lying?
He doesn't want to get in trouble, / he just got put on a new tour. So of course there's money that is going to be made, and I guess he doesn't want to lose it. And then he's saying that I'm trying to, mess his career up or whatever, but it's like,
Where did this beef start? Like what?
where and when?
Yeah.
Well,
And why?
from 12 years ago,
Oh.
it's more from when it initially started, when he wanted me to be his co-host on his radio show.
Uh-huh.
And I flew out here to come meet with him, and he got me a hotel room, and then was mad I didn't let him come upstairs, and he wanted to have sex. And I was like, no, sir, I'm sorry, I don't mess with married men. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. So after that, he had nothing to do with me ever again. Years later, I'm doing comedy and
Yeah.
succeeding, and now he's mad.
Right.
So last June, he jumped into my conversation I was having with another comedian in June,
Yeah.
late June. He said, then I will super sock this. If anybody loves her, come get her. Take her away from me right now. So that was in June.
Uh-huh.
He didn't finally hit me until December.
Do you have witnesses
Yes.
about him having
Yes.
that conversation?
Yes.
Are you going to bring those people in
Yes.
March?
Mhm.
Knowing that the Laugh Factory has this footage, is he banned from the Laugh?
All right.
Okay, so for additional context, what you just heard was comedian Christina Payne, and the video, for those of y'all who are just listening on the podcast in the audio version, the video was a sort of is it CCTV or CTV?
CCTV.
Closed circuit television.
Yeah.
Yeah. CCTV footage of the, I guess, outside the Laugh Factory, and Corey punched that woman.
Yeah, he punched her. He punched her right in
Punched
his
her
face.
right in the
And
face.
then he ended up getting beaten up by some other dudes that are around there. Thank y'all for actually standing up and not just allowing him to do that, because there's many times that we've seen situations like that. But the way I feel like it's so gross watching him talk about the situation, like, oh, TMZ, they're just trying to come at me, and this, like, they're putting out like this woke agenda. The only people who are going to listen are going to be the ones who are just woke and listening to TMZ. No, if you have eyes, you can see this big grown man punching this woman in the face and then charging at her again. If it hadn't been for those men, he would have beat her up. And I think that it's always despicable, like hitting someone regardless, male, female, hitting someone out of nowhere, a sucker punch, is you're a sucker for that. But for a man to like be going so violently after a woman, like, if he is still married, I don't know. I would not be surprised if he had some domestic violence cases under his belt. Because if you're going to do that in a crowd, it wasn't even like 1 or 2 people. There was a whole crowd of folks outside of the Laugh Factory where he attacked her. And I hope that you don't just lose the few gigs that you might have. I hope you lose every single gig, and I hope you lose your freedom. Take his ass to jail, because he's a menace and he's not safe for society.
I personally feel as though his obfuscation. I've never been able to say that word.
Obfuscation.
Obfuscation.
Yeah.
That means to
obfuscate.
Yeah. Obfuscate. Okay. His avoidance of accountability.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of English language. There are words that are tough to say, and then there are words that are easy to say, and sometimes they are similar words that have similar meanings, and therefore you could just go to that word. His avoidance of accountability is a troubling sign to me. Like, it's all right. This is going to be a weird thing to say. We clearly have the footage. We clearly have the evidence. He should just own up to what he did, whether he thinks it's right or wrong, whether he feels like it was justified or wrong. He should just say, yeah, I did that shit. That's what happens. Instead, he avoids accountability and puts the blame on social media or TMZ or elsewhere.
Yeah.
Which is, and for the original act and for the lack of accountability, I think it is rightfully warranted that you don't get to tell your dick jokes on stage. That's fine. Like, that's fine to me. Like, you did a shitty thing and you should have to pay the consequences of doing that shitty thing.
And I think that I would be saying the same thing whether we were talking about a man or a woman, because I think just assaulting someone because they said something to you is extremely immature, and you have no self-control in that aspect. Like, especially because if she said she was talking to somebody else, they previously had an encounter where she was talking to someone else, he jumped in, they got into a fight, he threatened her. And now the second time, for whatever reason, he sees her and is threatening her and then attacks her. It doesn't make any sense. There's no situation where this is tolerated, because why are you hitting people for no reason? Like, what could she have said to you that made it like, let me go and punch her in the face and then go and attack?
It's the mark of a weak spirit to me.
Yeah.
Like the CCTV footage is clearly no audio on it. It's all visual. But I've always been okay, so I'm going to tell you a story real quick. When I was in middle school and it was soccer practice, I was the goalie for our junior varsity team. I wasn't particularly good, and it was a no-cut school. Literally, it was a year-round. I'm not going to say the name of the school, but it was a year-round school where after-school activities were mandatory, and I was placed on the soccer team. And because I wasn't good at the game of soccer, I was given the role of goalie, where I could just stand my ass in a goal, and it fell on the other players of my team to really be good, so that the ball never came to me, because otherwise I wouldn't really know what to do. I wasn't that good at soccer. I just wasn't that good, right?
Ron Weasley.
Sure, yeah, except there wasn't anybody on the bench who could use a fucking spell to make me better. But after a particularly long day of practice where it was clear that one of the things about practice is that they have to, do their drills, and I have drills to do too. And one of those drills is, seeing if you could block the ball as the goalie. Everybody taking turns, lining up shots. And I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't that good. After a particular bad day of not being good, and I always remember this, one of my teammates, my friend, Renard, who's no longer with us, RIP, he just kept laying in to me about how shitty I was. And he wasn't even the best on the team, but he was better than me. So he got into me. We're getting on the van. We're about to go home. He lays into me one more time. I hit him on the butt. I punched him in his butt. I was really expecting something very different. No, like he was getting in that. He was getting in the van ahead of me, and I got mad at him, like, shut up, and I punched him in his butt. Now I got in trouble for that. I got detention and demerits. I had enough demerits to warrant a detention later on. But the point that I'm overall making is that in that moment of teen angst and teen bullshit, I let somebody use their words to get to me to elicit a physical reaction from me.
Mm-hmm.
I was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
Corey Holcomb is a grown human being man.
Yeah.
There is no excuse for a grown man who, as a comedian, whose job it is to use your words,
Mm-hmm.
to utilize words as weapons. There's no excuse for you to react in a physical manner based on what some person said to you.
Yeah. And it's like,
It'd be one thing, it still wouldn't be right, but it'd be one thing if they physically attacked you first and then
yeah.
you reacted in kind. But it, based on that CCTV footage, it looked like you just either you did it because her presence was just there, or you did it because she said something.
Yeah.
Something of which we don't know, but she said something, and then you reacted the way that you did. And that's that is the hallmark of a weak spirit to me.
And I think that, like, of course, there are times where we know that there can be inflammatory language that happens that someone could be like, you know what, I am going to fuck you up because you clearly have me fucked up and I'm going to go after you. And whether that could be right or wrong, it's obviously situational. But I think that I can't really give times when I think it'd be okay for a man to come after a woman and hit her, even if she's saying something really fucked up, because you just know there is a power disparity between the two of you. And if she had said something to him horrible, she could have talked about his dead grandparents and called his wife ugly and had all this stuff. You know what you do then? You say whatever, fuck you, and go make a funny comic or, a funny stand-up special about her. Right? Like, that's not unusual.
I mean, look at what Chris Rock did when Will Smith smacked the shit out of him. He went and made it into material. That's what a comedian does. You take real life agita and you make it into something creative.
But he's not a real
Use your
comedian,
words. Use the written language.
We can't really expect funniness out of someone who's just been historically unfunny and just a random, not even, this is not a dig at extras or whatever, but he's just never been a leading person nor anyone that anyone remembers. And I think it's also the part that was gross to me is like the woman co-host of his radio show or whatever he's on, making light of it. Like, you watched that fucking video. If anything, to just be like, oh, you're not gonna be able to afford the jacket you like because they're so expensive. Like, how about you fucking punch this woman in her face, and I think you're a piece of shit. And
zero accountability all around. Zero accountability all around.
But it always there. I mean, just like, when we talk about, when we were, mentioning briefly the Epstein files, we talk about the stuff Trump does, all these various hateful, terrible things people do. It's always really disheartening when people from that community that have been harmed, instead of standing up and saying like, yeah, this shit was wrong and you're wrong about it, will try and cape for the person. Because it's like, for what are you gaining? It's not, I can't imagine your radio show with him is that popular that you have to be fucking sucking his dick like that. Or as the kids say, glazing him.
Don't say what the kids say. We're too old to be saying what the kids say.
Glazing.
There's a reason why you don't see me walking around doing 6'7".
6'7".
All
right.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so that was what happened with him. And I hope that everything that he looks at and everything he touches turns to shit.
Hey, it's like the reverse Midas touch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So now we've gotten out away from the news that does not matter.
Mm-hmm.
There is a pretty scary, sad thing that's been going on for the past, like, maybe almost 2 weeks now. Savannah Guthrie, who is one of the hosts on the Today Show,
Mm-hmm.
her mother, her 84-year-old mother, Nancy Guthrie, has gone missing. Well, not even missing, but has been kidnapped.
Yeah, she's been kidnapped. I think it's been confirmed that she's been kidnapped.
Yeah, so she went missing, I believe it was February 1st, that she was taken from her house. They discovered it because she had been missing from church. She's usually always at church. One of her friends was like, where is she? They went to her house. They noticed blood on the floor. There was a struggle, etc. And so obviously now this has been a whole nationwide search. Everybody has been talking about this. Savannah Guthrie is a beloved, news anchor.
Mm-hmm.
Her mom, I would say, she's definitely not one of those maybe parents of celebrities or news, journalists or whatever that you see a lot. We don't really know much about her. Sometimes, like, she's popped up on the show, maybe on the random Mother's Day, and then maybe she's talking about something, like, very cute, sweet looking older woman. And so it's been almost 2 weeks now that she's been missing. Today, the FBI finally released some pictures that they found from her Ring camera. They were able to, I guess, get some of the footage from it, and it shows a masked intruder covering up the camera, coming inside the house, etc. And it's just really fucked up. And I mean, Savannah and her siblings have made several pleas. There had been some ransom notes that were given talking about they wanted money and Bitcoin and da-da-da. And one thing that I thought about, because when you think of the Today Show is not a hard news journalism, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they do stories where they'll talk about the general news that's happening, but for the most part, it's something where it's it's happy. You're getting a lot of pop culture. Maybe you'll get some news segments, interviews, etc. with people. But someone made a good point that Savannah Guthrie has for a very long time been talking about the Epstein files. She's interviewed several survivors from the Epstein files, and she's been one of the journalists who has been really keeping the narrative alive. And there's been question whether or not that has been a reason behind this. Now, obviously, that is just that's speculation. It's speculation, but it's something that I thought about. Not specifically specifically the Epstein files, but I thought is she being targeted because of what she's been reporting? Because that is not far-fetched. Journalists' families and associates are not immune to being targeted because of the work they do. And even though she may not be, this deep, intense investigative reporter, it kind of makes me wonder if there's something to that. Is this because of something she's reported, or is it just because someone knew her mother lived there and tries to get money from her?
Yeah, it could literally just be as simple as saw an opportunity. She's rich, she's wealthy, and we know where her mom is. Let's see if we can get her away. It could just be as simple as that.
But I'm curious, she just doesn't. Her mother, and her mother, her going after her, obviously would make sense because we know she's very popular. But I just don't feel like her mom is someone that I would think of as a well-known person's parent. Because before this, I couldn't have told you what her mother really looked like. I know I maybe have seen it before, but it feels like there has to be something more to it, especially because elder kidnappings are very, very rare, unless you're like, maybe a money magnet, if you're the owner of a company or something like that. But her mom's like, she seems very low key. She's from a very obviously lives in a nice part of Arizona, but not like she's in like the hills of Beverly Hills or something like that, or LA, where it's like, oh, we know that she's there. So it just makes me think, and we can never, honestly, we won't know until someone
until there's more information to be had. But I do think it could just be as simple as like if she's very close with her mother, maybe they were out together, somebody spotted them, said, oh, that is a famous person. They probably have money. I read a lot of comic books and it's like superhero shit. That's the whole reason. That's the whole reason why superheroes have secret identities, is because that villains and ne'er-do-wells and people can target their loved ones in order to get to the superhero. So it could be as easy as something like that.
Well, honestly, I would hope so. I would hope that nobody is targeting her family. Her mother is an older woman. I can only imagine the stress and trauma that she's going through. And I really do hope that they find her alive and well.
Yeah.
And that whoever did this is brought to justice, because it's just scary. Being a celebrity, you have so much of your life under a microscope. And even as a journalist, where it's not maybe always Ritz, like she's not, what's his name? Anderson. If she's not Anderson Cooper. Right? Because Anderson Cooper, if his mother was alive and they were going to try to take care of, like, because she's a Vanderbilt. So it makes sense. But Savannah Guthrie's mother is just like regular, just little Nana living in her town, going to church on Sundays and just living her regular life. But it's just sad. And I hope that I hope they find her, because it's been something that I'm just like, I'm not obsessed, maybe too strong of a word, but I've been following the story very closely.
Yeah. For me,
that is a little bit upsetting.
I mean, it is. It's a little bit upsetting.
You got to figure out when is appropriate.
Is it not a little bit upsetting?
It is. It's very much upsetting.
This story is a little bit upsetting.
It's not a little bit. It's a very much. I'm very much upset by this. This is crazy. It's a crazy thing that happened, and I really want her mother to get back safe. And if she's not, like, it's gonna hurt my heart if her mom's not okay. Because she just, it's not. She didn't do anything to deserve this. I don't know anything about her mother. Who knows? I don't know what that person she is. But the idea that someone is stealing Grannies.
That's not funny. It's not funny. It just, in my head, all I could think of is just a syndicate ring who was going around stealing Grannies.
Granny nappers. That's terrible.
It is terrible. It's not good.
Yeah, I can tell by your
It's not good. It's fucked up.
Giggles over there.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up to center myself. Yes, it is a terrible happenstance that happened.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Moving on. Kid and Play is recovering. Now, what's going on? Can you get yourself together?
It's not Kid and Play.
Okay, kids from Kid and Play. Kids from Kid and Play.
Those motherfuckers can't do anything without each other.
Once upon a time, that was true.
That is true. They had a whole run of movies.
They did.
Shout out to Happy Black History Month and Happy Black History Month to Kid and Play.
Yeah.
The original
house party
rappers turned actors.
Yeah. And that high top.
I cannot tell you a single Kid and Play song. You could look it up. Because you can't do it either.
Not that type of night, baby. Not that type of night, baby. That's the one with Salt and Pepper. Because I remember my parents, like I've told you, I probably have mentioned this on the show before. Mm-hmm. But My parents, when they were married, they used to always record the music videos from the MTV or whatever.
Right.
And so growing up at my dad's house, because he got those in the divorce, he got the tapes. My sister and I, because we didn't have cable in the bedroom, we would always just be watching these videos. And that's the one that sticks out to me because I feel like they were
for those younger
salt
listeners.
And pepper.
For those younger listeners, there was a time where you had these devices called VCRs, and they could record live television, and then they would record live television on a thing called a video cassette, and then you could play those cassettes for 2 hours.
Yeah, you could. Okay.
And then once the video cassette was done, you had to rewind the whole fucking thing
to the beginning. Be kind, rewind. So Can you play some songs? Let me know. I'm gonna shout them out at you.
Yeah, shout them out at me.
Tell me.
Really assault me with these songs.
Tell me if you remember them.
Sure.
Kid versus Play.
No.
Ain't Gonna Hurt Nobody.
That sounds familiar.
Rolling with Kid and Play.
No.
Make Noise.
That also sounds familiar.
Last Night.
No.
Getting It Funky.
Getting
funky.
What?
Getting funky.
Getting funky.
Getting, no, with a G-I, not a G-E. Getting funky.
G-I-T, and then an N, and then funky?
No, G-I-T-T-I-N, apostrophe, funky.
Oh, getting funky.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I don't remember that.
Do this my way?
No.
Next question.
That's what I'm asking you. This is going to be a who's on first situation.
Too hype?
No.
Funhouse?
No.
All right. Well, do the Kid and Play kick step?
Yes.
All right.
Because it was a part of the
house
party scene, I believe.
So, yeah, I mean, of course, they had the house party soundtrack.
And then they also were a part of that movie that's not... Oh, Class Act. Yeah.
So, like, I would say if you were born in the 80s, if you were born in the 80s...
Late 80s, early 90s.
No. I'm talking about the 80s. If you were born in the 80s, you would know their music, obviously, because you would have been around during their rise. If you're born in the late 80s, like we were, and the 90s, you would know them, obviously, because of Class Act and House Party.
Sure.
But it might not be that you might not remember all the songs. But Kid and Play, who is now 61 years old.
You mean Kid?
I'm sorry. I'm never going to be able to remember to separate the two. I'm not going to be able to.
It's that N. It's that N in the middle. It runs together and makes it seem like it's just one dude. But there was a dude named Kid and a dude named Play.
And Kid is Christopher Reed.
Yes.
But he had a heart.
He's the high yellow fella
with the high top fade. Well, it used to be a high top fade. Now it's more like a juicy.
Is it juicy?
It's got. Does he even still have hair?
Last I checked, I thought he maybe had a crew cut.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is a crew cut.
If you know.
Yeah, he does. He has a crew cut.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Let me I'm going to show y'all this picture so that y'all can really know. Let's look at this old picture of him.
Yes.
With Play.
Yes. So for those of y'all who are watching the podcast,
Christopher Reed,
the high yellow fella,
is the one
with the high top
fade.
The
high top fade, and Christopher Martin, aka Play, brown skin with the low cut with the little zigzaggy in his head. And this is what Kid looks. This is what Kid looks like.
Wait, his name is Christopher Martin?
Play? Both of them are Christophers.
You know what? Now I need to know how old the lead singer of Coldplay is.
Why?
Because his name is also Chris Martin.
Do you think his parents were just really into house
They
party?
could have been. Look, if Kid and Play were international, it could have reached London, where I believe he's from. Well, he's from the
He's
UK.
from the UK.
He's from the UK. I don't know if he's from London specifically.
But he's a British.
But yeah, Chris Martin is he is 48 years old.
So honestly, maybe possible because kid is 61.
Oh my goodness, he's 63.
He's
The
63 now.
Christopher Martin
Christopher Martin is
play
63.
is 63.
So 60 minus
They are
48,
close.
15 years. It's 15-year
That
difference.
is my new lore.
That's your
That's
new
the
conspiracy
that is
theory?
the Black and Snerdy lore. Kid and Play went to the UK,
Mhm.
performed their silly little dance,
Mhm.
and in that crowd was Miss Martin, the mother of Coldplay's lead singer Chris Martin.
And it was all yellow. Well,
Well, I mean, she was just guessing at numbers and figures.
you know, but either way, Christopher
The
Reed
scientist lyrics.
is recovering because he had a heart transplant.
Yes.
Because last year he was diagnosed with congestive heart failure.
Mhm.
He was talking with Michael Strahan on the Good Morning America.
Mhm.
Last week, Thursday.
Mhm.
He said he started to feel a little bit more fatigued than before, and then when you feel shortness of breath, sleeping a lot more than normal, and I think sometimes you just kind of chalk it up to I'm getting older. The road is harsh. But he had congestive heart failure, and thankfully he went to the doctor. They figured it out, and he got a new heart. And I think that's great because honestly, I really don't want us to have any more young Black people, especially Black men, who are passing away because it's honestly, we have too many. And with too many,
Yeah, it's a bummer when it happens. And
Um,
I'm not built for that right now. It's
yeah.
already cold as fuck outside. I don't want to have to be huddled up inside dodging the 10 degrees, but it feels like negative degrees
Yeah.
weather, and then also mourning a beloved Black icon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
So
shout out to you, kid. Glad you're okay. Hope you're healing up well. Get some rest, drink some water, eat your veggies.
take your sups,
Take your sups, do some workouts.
do some meal
and,
prep.
You know, we just hope that you're doing okay because we're glad that
I hope you're doing well,
um
Mr. Kid.
So, and we have some
The
sad.
only Mr. Kid that Black people recognize.
I don't know who that person is. So,
I mean, he's the later on discussion.
oh well, I don't even think about him. So that's
Hence why I said he's the only kid that
He
Black
is.
people
he
recognize.
is. All right.
Thank you for making
Um,
my sentence accurate.
So we do have though some sad news that we have to talk about. Last week, Little John announced that he and his family were on the lookout for his son, DJ Young Slade, aka Nathan Smith. And unfortunately, last week he announced that he passed away. He told TMZ that I am extremely heartbroken for the tragic loss of our son, Nathan Smith. His mother, Nicole Smith, and I are devastated. Nathan was the kindest human being you would ever meet. He was immensely caring, thoughtful, passionate, and warm-hearted. He loved his family and the friends in his life to the fullest. So apparently, the police have been called because there was a report that his son had left the house, didn't have any shoes on, he seemed kind of disoriented, etc. So there had been a manhunt going on for him for several days. And then unfortunately, the Cherokee Fire Department and Milton Police said that they found him in a body of water in a pond. So it's just really sad. I mean, he was very young. He was following in his father's footsteps of being a musician. Little John had said he was so happy to be sharing the same kind of, sharing the arena with his son. Like, they just look so happy. And he had really been, making a name for himself. So it's just sad. It's not, I think that obviously losing a parent is hard, but losing a child has to be the most devastating loss, especially when they're young and full of life, etc. I mean, I don't think any parent can even conceptualize that. So we are sending our love to you, Lil Jon, and to his family, because it's just, a terrible loss.
It is a terrible loss indeed. And I am sending my condolences to Lil Jon, his family and friends, to the friends and family of the deceased. And just, it's unfortunate. Like you said, it's unfortunate when a parent outlives their child. It is upsetting. And so
next up, this one is also really hard. We didn't get a chance to talk about this when it happened, but the beloved Catherine O'Hara passed away a few weeks ago. And they finally gave a cause of death. They said she had a pulmonary embolism, as well with rectal cancer, which was an underlying condition. And she, I don't remember her ever speaking about having cancer or being sick at all, which is completely her right. No one has to disclose, that they're going through things like that. But it was such a shocker when I saw it. I forgot what I was doing, but it popped up and I was just like completely taken aback, because Catherine O'Hara, I mean, one, she's been in so many movies.
Beetlejuice, The Wild Robot. She was just in The Last of Us season 2.
Schitt's Creek,
of course.
Home Alone. The Best of Show. She's done
A Mighty Wind
with what's his name?
Frankenweenie.
What is the actor's name from? Is it not David Lynch? What is
from who? From what?
Levi
project?
From Schitt's Creek. What's up?
Eugene Levy.
Yeah, Eugene Levy. Like, she and him were definitely one of those, like, these buddy actors that are in a lot of comedies together. They had this kind of like trope that they would always use, and it was just really fun. She's been a great actress.
Agreed.
Beloved, never seemed to be problematic or weird.
Legendary. She lived the long, illustrious, legendary life.
Yeah.
She played some legendary characters, and it's a shame that she has passed away.
Yeah.
But she left a indomitable body of work.
Mm-hmm.
She will be remembered for generations because those movies and shows are timeless.
Yeah.
Home Alone is timeless. Beetlejuice is timeless, and Schitt's Creek, it might be up there. Like, as far as, like, I would say one of the best modern comedies of all time.
Schitt's Creek, and it's one of those shows that I will rewatch it. Maybe not every year, because I like to give it some air. Breathe.
It's not like Bob's Burgers where you could just throw it on anytime.
Yeah.
Like, if I want to watch Schitt's Creek, I want to watch it all the way through, and I want to pay attention, and I want to see these characters learn and grow.
Yeah.
They're outrageous and hilarious from the beginning, but as time goes on, as we learn more about them, and as they learn and grow and evolve, like, you come to care about these characters.
Yeah. And they're not just like, these wealthy people.
They're well-rounded characters with great character arcs, and the story and the storytelling and the writing is great, and the acting is great. She's one of those prolific actors.
David.
Baby. My babies. My girls. when in the episode where there's the fire.
Her wings. Just really great. And she
I would say she's iconic.
Yeah, she's an icon. And 2 years ago, she had actually came out to honor Macaulay Culkin for getting his star
Mhm.
on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She definitely deserves her own. She has not gotten one already.
Yeah, she does.
And there was just like an outpouring of love and sadness from Hollywood, just missing her, because she definitely was someone where it's like, you want people around in Hollywood who are like good, seem to be good people, never involved in any weirdness. You don't have to worry about, oh, I really like them, but like she doesn't have any asterisks to her name.
She does not have asterisks. And
I appreciate that. So we love you, Catherine O'Hara. We are sad that you were gone. And we hope that your transition to the next plane was easeful and, you find joy in wherever you are now.
R.I.P. Yeah, R.I.P. Yeah, R.I.P. Yeah, R.I.P.
All right. So, J. Cole has released his last album, The Fall Off. On a scale of 1 to 10, well, yeah. Can you give me a scale of 1 to 10? What you think? Because I know I am a J. Cole fan.
How big of a J. Cole fan are you? I'm curious. Like, did you listen to him in college, or were you more of a Drake girl?
No, both. I listened to J. Cole a lot in college. I've always liked, whenever he drops an album, I listen to it. I generally like his music.
Do you have a favorite song or album of his?
Well, I will say I'm not enough of a J. Cole fan to know the songs or albums off the top of my head. I mean, Forest Hill Drive.
Sure.
Definitely the one that I listen to the most. But I think of Born Sinner. That was a really good album as well.
Sure.
Forest Hill Drive. Wet Dreams was really good. I really like that. I think it's hard for me to be like, because I don't know I may not necessarily remember the things of them. Like he's someone where when he drops an album, I'm gonna listen to the album. I'll probably even gonna listen to the album definitely more than a few times, right?
Yeah.
I'll play it, but I'm not going in to check like, oh, what is this one called? But it's like if it comes on.
He's a vibe. He's more of like a vibe.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Power Trip. I really like that song.
Yeah, sure.
With Miguel. But in general, like I've always liked his music, except for when he had that album where he decided to. Which album was that? Where he was just dropping all the F-bombs.
That was in his early days.
I don't know how early that was, because I feel like this was like the 2010s when that came out. It was like the first song on the track too. I can't even remember the name. That I would say that song, that album kind of soured me against him a little bit, because it was just felt like
it was on Born Center.
It was on Born Center. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was definitely for me, like, especially
the Illuminati.
Yes. I was kind of like, not really. I feel like you're trying to do something, but it's getting lost because it doesn't really, like, it's not like he had like a gay rapper come on the song with him and be like, I'm saying all of this and I have this guy with me to like prove a point.
But we were just talking about this around it wasn't Christmas time, but it definitely was during the winter months when we had like Sam and Keith and them here. A few weeks ago. It was a few weeks ago where we were just going through old like 90s hip hop and 2000s hip hop and maybe even early 2010s hip hop, and like the F word is just riddled in a lot of those. It's in one of my favorite songs of all time, which is Ain't No Love. Heart of the City by Jay-Z.
Yeah,
it's just in there.
And what's the Lil Wayne song where he's like, oh damn, it's like F-bomb ass.
And Eminem said it a bunch of times in his early discography. You know what I mean?
In a Millie.
And we
love a Millie.
Yeah, we love a Millie. We listen to a Millie a lot, actually.
But I mean, it's very different.
It's one of those things where like it sticks out now
But at that time,
But at the time, and honestly, if you've heard the song a million times, like you kind of, it just blends into like the flow of everything, and so you're actually like breaking it down.
I would say, especially when you're listening to like the radio edits or like the clean edits or whatever, because they don't play that, and I'm just like, every time I hear a million now, when it pops up on the playlist randomly, I'll be like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Who like tougher than Nigerian hair? That's my favorite line.
It's right up in there.
And it's right there. So I think that part that always just threw me off, especially his response to it. Because it just was like, I don't, at that point, when that song came out in 2016, maybe, it was kind of like, maybe you should not maybe, but you should know better. So I will say this album, it's a two disc album.
It's basically a two disc album.
It's 24 songs. And now obviously in the time of streaming, it's hard to call like a double album. Like, Michael Jackson's History album. It is an actual like two discs.
Yeah.
These, it's streaming. So it's just 24 songs, but technically it's a two disc
album.
And for the most part, I thought it was good. There are some questionable lines.
Like what?
When he said, it's like the hardest rapper with a white mom. Is that what he said? Hardest rapper, white mom.
Did he say that?
J. Cole. Yeah, he said something like that. Hold on.
Is that a dig at Drake?
Was it the whole world is the Ville? The hardest nigga on the mic got a white mother. And I just feel like to say that during fucking Black History Month, sir, come on, get out of here.
I'm a right brother.
So
it's the hardest nigga on the mic with a white mother.
I think that lyric, because that's what stood out to me.
It could be a shot at Drake too.
Maybe. I think it's probably a both end. That one, and then on this one, when he was the one album when he was talking about like an apology to like a friend of his or family member who was gay.
Was that this album?
Yeah, because he in the song, he's talking about how they were really close growing up. Then they got older. He started to notice he was like, when they were younger, they noticed he kind of had some effeminate nature to him. And then as he got older, like then he started maybe seeing him dress up in kind of drag and hearing things about him being out on the streets, like wearing women's clothing, etc. And I felt it gave me a cringe because it felt very reminiscent to Illuminati. Like it felt like he was trying to, because at one point he alludes to saying the F word.
Yes.
But it's like, I learned from that. We can't say that anymore. But it kind of felt, the song kind of fell flat to me because it kind of felt like you're trying to say you've learned from this, and you've grown, and you're apologizing to this friend of yours who was gay, but not really, But
Safety.
Okay?
That's the song you're talking about.
But taking out that, and then that one song with the weird line. I would say in general, I thought it was a good album. I think he has Thames on there, Future.
Yeah. Burna Boy.
He had he didn't have a lot of features, but the features he did have were good.
Yeah. I would say J. Cole's final album is a good album. It's a solid album. I don't know if I would call it a classic, because when I think of like a classic album, I think my go-to standard is Jay-Z's Black album.
Yeah.
Or even Reasonable Doubt. As far as like being able to listen to it from beginning to end, no skips.
Yeah.
Well, and it for me, J. Cole's Fall Off album is lengthy as hell.
Yeah, it is.
It feels as though he emptied the chamber. He emptied the clip.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. And he's rapping his ass off on all of the songs.
Yeah, he is.
And there are a lot of memorable songs. You know what I mean? Run a Train is one of my favorites. What do you know about my pain?
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I
like
would say like in most part, for the majority, they were good songs that were fun. He had a mixture of like just melodic, kind of vibey, traditional rap music, 90s rap,
Mhm.
to things that maybe you would hear
it was,
in like a
it's
club
it's
or
a boom bap
party.
album for sure.
Yeah. And he said this when he posted about the album on Instagram on February 4th when it went live. He said, the fall off, a double album made with intentions to be my last, brings the concept of my first project full circle. Disc 29 tells the story of me returning to my hometown at age 29, a decade after moving to New York, accomplishing what would have seemed impossible to most. I was at a crossroads with three loves of my life, my woman, my craft, and my city. Disc 39 gives insight to my mindset during a similar trip home, this time as a 39-year-old man, older and a little closer to peace. So I think, if you're someone who has been in any kind of industry for some time, you've learned a lot, you've grown a lot. I would like to see that growth in what you do.
Mhm.
In this, I feel growth in small ways, some things I think, like I said, he could have done
Well, based on your explanation and based on his explanation and breaking it down, Safety is on his 29 intro, the
Yeah.
first part of the Fall Off, the
Yeah.
first album of the Fall Off, where he was like 29 or what have you. So like I guess that would be in keeping with his theme.
So this is a question I have. The first album on here, is that because I know he's been planning this Fall Off for years.
Yes,
he's
he has.
mentioned it in various albums.
Yes, he has. He's been mentioning this for the longest time.
What did he record those songs at that time?
No, I don't think he recorded those songs. I think he in what I believe, he's been preparing for this album for years, decades even, right? And maybe he's written music and maybe he prepared for those songs for the Fall Off. I don't think it was necessarily that he recorded in 2016. Like, I'm saving this for my final album or something like that. Maybe thoughts, lines, lyrics, verses, bars, or what have you were shared mainly for the Fall Off. There was apparently he had to redo parts of the Fall Off because he had a Drake verse, a Drake feature and a Kendrick Lamar feature, and he wanted them to be on the album, but they had their thing, so that didn't happen. But ultimately, I feel as though the Fall Off, while a good album, a solid album, it kind of feels not all that special for a final album. Like, if this is the final thing that we're gonna get from J. Cole, it feels as though it should be more grandiose than it actually was. And I understand J. Cole's not a grandiose guy. He's more of a introspective guy. He's more of a look back, look internally, and just bar, just be proficient at rapping kind of guy. But from the lyrics to the production, I just personally feel as though this was just a proficient album. And I don't even think it would be considered a classic.
Do you think it's going to get any Grammy nods?
It'll get nominations because it's his last album. It's not going to win.
And now
I don't think it'll win.
He said it was.
If literally nothing else comes out this year, it might win. But if in the next 10 months,
you
better hope that Kendrick Lamar is not cooking up something, or Baby Keem. You know what I mean? Like, you better. And Drake has his fucking Iceman album coming out soon. So like, it feels as though for a final bow, this was just good.
Now, quick question. When I was like reading different articles about the album, they mentioned that J. Cole released a mixtape entitled Birthday Blizzard 26. Now, I did not hear about this at all.
Yeah,
Did you listen to it?
It was the day that the actual winter blizzard came out.
I didn't.
You didn't hear any of the songs?
No, I didn't hear any of the songs.
I heard
The
maybe
first time,
2 tracks actually.
The first time I even heard someone mention it was, I think it was either today or yesterday.
Yeah.
When you were listening to like the YouTuber talking about the album, and they mentioned a mixtape.
Yeah.
And then today when I was reading, and I was like, I didn't even know that he put one out.
Yeah,
so
he put one out on his birthday. Yeah.
I think,
But it was off. It was from his website. You had to pay whatever you wanted
not doing that
to get it, and I was like, no, I'll just rip it from YouTube when they inevitably upload it.
Yeah.
And I only heard 2 of the tracks, so that's why I didn't want to speak on the mix.
Yeah. But I know the other day when I said to you, like, do you think this is actually his last album? And you were like, yeah, for sure. But he said, this is when in that Instagram post, one thing that stood out to me is he said, it's the intention of being my final album.
Yeah, and that's the fun thing. The fun thing is that first off, I don't believe rappers actually retire. Rappers are a lot like wrestlers.
Yeah.
Like it's very rare for a rapper or a wrestler to actually retire unless they make that their intention. Like John Cena is definitely retired.
What about what's his name? It's AJ Styles is the one that got out by Gunther.
Yes.
And do you think he really is retiring?
No, he's going to AEW. Yeah. Probably. He's probably going to AEW. He's not. So he's done with WWE. He's probably going to AEW.
This is what I'm going to.
Based on the reception of this album, because he intended this to be his last album, and because I don't think this is like a 5 mic album or whatever the source used to rate their albums, because that's how old I am. I'm a Source magazine reader. Anyhow, I don't think this will be ultimately his last album. I think it's a lot like Jay-Z. Like the Black album was supposed to be his last album, but then he was like,
I'm back.
I'm gonna make several more until I'm a billionaire.
What
and
I
then
think is gonna happen
444 will be my last one for real.
Is that he's gonna do now? I know we had talked about this before about Andre 3000, and Andre 3000 never officially made a statement. But I think that J. Cole is gonna do something where
he's gonna ride around on. Well, he already rides around on a bike.
He's gonna
pick up an instrument.
He's going to.
I want to see him play the cello.
Do a bunch of features randomly, like maybe once every few years. He'll do a feature, and then maybe at like let's say at 50, maybe 49 because this one's 30.
So Jay Old.
Jay Old is gonna come out with an album because he's gonna be like, y'all rappers still ain't doing shit. I need to come back. I need to bring the heat. Because the thing about like when we think about J. Cole versus Kendrick versus Drake, for us, our age, like they are top rappers in their fields because of what they did for the culture when we were out.
Yeah.
I always felt like the three of them had very different approaches to music. Drake, of course, very, very pop culture.
Sure.
Pop music. Kendrick having a mix of like the conscious rap, but also being able to have some really good like party ballads. I don't know if they would call it a ballad, party songs. And J. Cole being a very more traditional rapper.
He's a boom bap rapper.
Yeah, because he's not someone generally like there's some songs that you might get that you might play at a party. But for the most part, you're going to listen to J. Cole hanging out at your house at a cypher.
Yeah.
It's at maybe even...
Drake is for the club.
Yeah.
J. Cole's for the lounge.
Yeah.
Kendrick is for the kickback.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that's great. And so I think that the three of them brought different things to music. So I think that J. Cole, I would call him an icon in rap for our generation. Sure. I do think Big Three, he definitely not number one, but
he's definitely not number two.
You know, obviously Kendrick is number one, Drake is number two.
Yeah.
J. Cole's number three.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Not recent Drake, but you know, in general. Sure. So I think that he's gonna come out with something every few years, maybe a little mixtape over here, a feature over there, and then maybe he'll give us a little album in like 5 to 10 years to be like, I still got it. Because honestly, a lot of the younger rappers, and I'm not saying this as an old, but they're not really making a like outside of like I do like NBA Youngboy, right?
Do you?
I do like NBA Youngboy.
You do like NBA Youngboy?
Yeah, I feel like whenever
Is that a fact? Is that true? Hold on. Is that actually true?
Yeah, it is. I do like him. Because at first, when I first heard about him, it was more of like his aesthetics, and I thought like that's weird. Like he's a weirdo. But whenever I like he's someone again who I may not know the songs, but then once I hear if there'll be a lot of songs I've heard a bunch of, and then I'm like, oh, I like that guy. Or like NLE Chopper.
I was just about to ask you if you like NBA Youngboy, do you like NLE Chopper?
I do like them. It's that I'm not gonna like be able to tell you a song, but I know I'm not gonna be able to tell you a song about them.
Okay, I guess we don't have time to get into this, but that is something that I want you to think about, and maybe we can have that be a topic of conversation. Do you actually like a rapper specific? I'll keep this at rap. Do you actually like a rapper if you cannot name any of their songs?
For me, yes, because there's lots of artists that I really do enjoy. Like I was telling you the other day about like Le'Veon. He's a singer, but I really like his music. Every time I hear it, I really like it. I'm like, oh, I want to listen to more of this. His name not sometimes is not like compute for me, but definitely someone who I'm like, yes. And the way that I gauge whether or not I like an artist is whether or not I would spend money on a concert. Because
see, your consumption of music is different, and it's also a little bit odd to me. So you will go to a NLE Choppa concert, not knowing any of the fucking songs. That is insane to me.
Because I think
that's so, because like for me, a concert for me, like I will go to, if I'm going through the concerts that I've been through, I have been to see Jay-Z and Kanye West watch a throne. I have seen Run the Jewels. I have seen Kid Cudi.
Usher.
What?
Usher. He's not a rapper, but we saw Usher.
Okay, I'm just going through rappers right now. I can go to those concerts, and at certain points, I will get up and sing the song that they are singing because that's how much I gravitate towards the artist and the music for me. What it sounds like you're saying is that you will go to a concert and just vibe out to the songs and just go, woo!
Exactly. Woo!
Woo! That is insane. That is insane.
Because the thing about, for me with music, I really love going to like music festivals and concerts, really regardless of whether I know who the artists are, because I love music and I like being immersed in it. And I think that the best way for me sometimes to get to know an artist is in their performance. So I may not know the words to the songs, but there have been times when I've gone to somebody's concert, whether I was like a cursory fan or not, and I've left there being like, wow, this is amazing. I really need to get into the music. And then, of course, there are times when I go to a concert like a Beyonce or whatever, where I know every song. But even if I went to if Beyonce were to drop an album right now and drop or if she dropped a concert with an untitled, unreleased album, I'm going to go to that concert having no idea what she's talking about. And I'm going to fucking get my life because she is an amazing performer. And there's like, that's to me is the crux of music. Can you get me without me even knowing your songs, even knowing your name, can I go to this concert and feel like alive and feel this like this energy coming from you? Because I've been to concerts for artists where I listen to the album a lot. I really liked their music, and then I go there and I'm like, this is boring. This wasn't that great. I could have done without it. But I think that if there's someone who has, let's say 5, maybe not 5 songs that I can name, but 5 songs that I've heard in their discography, and I'm like, let me see. Or if it's just one song, I'm like, this one song was really good. Let me see what else you got. And if I would want to continue going else, then I'll go. Because I was just like, I love music. Regardless of the genre, I love it. And regardless of if I know your name.
I think you like the experience.
I do like the experience.
More than you like the music.
No, I like the
for those artists that you don't know.
I think
for you, the experience of being in a setting and listening to an artist is more for you and does more to you and for you for like an artist that you don't know or you're not familiar with their music than it is the reverse of like going to see let me rewind. I think for you that you get more out of the experience of seeing a live musical act, even if you don't know them. You just get more out of that from being in the live experience of being surrounded by people and listening to music and listening to live music. And
because it's just like
you just get more out of that experience.
It's not I get more out of that experience from it, but also that can help me be introduced to the artist. Like I think I've spoken about it on the podcast. My introduction to ASAP, the all of them, ASAP Mob. Because the first time I ever even really knew who ASAP Rocky was because Scion did a free concert at this club in in Williamsburg. I got free. They gave out tickets. I won, and I knew, of course, like a song. I forgot what the song that was popular at the time. It was probably like 2014, 2015. And when I got there, that's how I realized I found out that like who ASAP Rocky was versus ASAP Ferg. And I thought ASAP Ferg was ASAP Rocky because he came out and he had so much energy. He was such a great rapper. Like he gave me so much during that performance that actually really endeared me to him to make me want to follow his career more. And then ASAP Rocky came out and I was like, oh yeah, he's still cool. I like this song that came out. But a concert for me is a deal breaker when it comes to an artist, whether it's an artist I've previously listened to or if it's a new one, which is why I like going to like music festivals and concerts and things, because I think that is sometimes for me the best way that I could kind of figure out sometimes an artist, maybe I'm on the fence about them, maybe I just haven't really been introduced to their music, but seeing someone perform live, the energy that they give out, the energy the crowd gives them, and how they're able to really like immerse you in the music, I love that. Even going to like an album listening party, right? Like I think the act of being with other people with music is one of those things that like it makes you feel it even more. And in a way, like how one reason why I love going to church, it would have really very little to do with like the message. Of course, that's important for me, but going to a church or going to any sort of like religious temple, synagogue, whatever the case may be, it's the music, because that part is what makes me feel exhilarated and like in this praise and worship and all that. It's the music that has tethered me to this place, not explicitly what they're saying out of their mouths, but I feel the music more. And I've always been like that. I've always felt like the music and the experience of the music more than just like, oh, you put out a good album. Because at the end of the day, an album, you have a lot of producers, you have all this other stuff going into it. I want you to come out here. I want you to show me who you are. And that tells me whether or not you're someone that I'm going to be a cursory fan of or someone I'm actually like digging to.
Well, you and me clearly have two different styles of musical experiences or live musical experiences, I should say. We're very different in that way, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. This is just eye-opening for me. This is illumination for me, but it does make sense why you've gone to so many goddamn festivals.
Yeah.
Like so many fucking
them.
festivals. Okay, next up.
One of the biggest nights of music. Not the Grammys, but Benito Bowl.
Sorry.
You gotta get a handle.
I wasn't paying attention. Yeah.
The Super Bowl happened. The Patriots against the Seahawks. Thankfully, the Seahawks won.
Shout out to the Seahawks.
Go Birds.
All right. It wasn't even like a crush. It wasn't even a crush.
But the thing was, we had 3 quarters of
it was just
Patriots with nothing.
Field goals.
It was, and I will say, this is what I'm going to say. As someone who is like a cursory watcher and lover of football, right?
Yes,
I don't know everything about it. I like my dad. I grew up watching football with my dad. I understand certain things about it, but I do love watching the games, especially when they're good, right?
Yes, I literally captioned our Super Bowl watch party photo with Superb Owl. Go Sports.
Yeah. The Patriots defense was really good. Hence why the Seahawks, for the first 3 quarters, they weren't really getting touchdowns. They were getting a lot of field goals.
Yeah, sure.
And then the offense.
Yeah, I feel like a touchdown didn't happen until like the fourth quarter.
I think so. I don't know if the second quarter, because the second quarter has they got 6. That's 2 field goals.
Yeah, that was the field goal.
Because a field goal is 3 points, and I want to say a touchdown might be 6 points.
Yes, a touchdown is 6 points.
So for the first 3 quarters, it was like Patriots defense was really pushing back. And they were just basically getting their field goals, which was, to me, it's like a good game when both sides are evenly matched. And obviously, these are players at the height of the profession. So this is what you would want and expect. That I would prefer it rather be a game where it's a low scoring game, but it like ramps up. Because at the last quarter, the Seahawks got 17. The Patriots got 13. So they both got some field goals. They both got some touchdowns. It was good. The offense for the Seahawks was they were really just bringing it.
Yeah.
And I believe the Patriots, they had some rookies who this was their first time at the Super Bowl.
Drake May, I think, was the Patriots quarterback.
And honestly,
deer in headlights, basically. He was the deer in headlights.
People were calling him that and saying like he didn't really do well, but I feel like for you to be that young, I think he's one of the youngest quarterbacks to start in a Super Bowl. I think he did a great job. I think that both teams can be very proud of what they did. The Seahawks just came out on top, and I think that it was a great game. The last quarter, they were really like giving it to them, which is what usually happens. I feel like the first 2 or 3, they might kind of just still be getting their sea legs, and then they really start pushing it because that's when it's like it's game time for real, especially if it's a low score where it kind of could be anyone's game. All that was great, but obviously, you know why we were there. Okay, Bad Bunny. Okay, Benito Bowl. It was Bad Bunny. Another person who, when he first came out, I of course, enjoyed his music. Over time, his last album, I like listened to that a lot. I thought it was really good. And like the imagery of it, he had a little short film that went around with the album. He had a lot of great music videos. He was bringing in a lot of the culture, and I really love that. And this picture is from a picture that was taken in the midst, and this was like towards at the end where he was like shouting out the Caribbean, very not just the specific Latino or Hispanic Caribbean islands. He basically was calling out all of them because they're all interconnected. There's a lot of like the diaspora is just right all up and through there, and I loved it. On the screen, it projected the only thing more powerful than hate is love, which was really beautiful. And I just thought the whole thing was great. He started off. It looked like a sugar plantation.
Sure, there was a lot of grass. A
There
lot
were
of people dressed
people
up
were
as
grass. That shit
Yes.
that shit to me
honestly,
was so cool.
quite frankly, better than Left Shark.
Yes, definitely better than Left Shark. I think that one, I loved the trolling that he did the whole fucking thing in Spanish.
Yeah,
the whole thing was in Spanish.
it was in Spanish,
and I loved that because all the white folks were so mad. Trump was so angry that he was selected. They tried to do their own little basic ass.
Well, hold on. Before we get to that, let's talk about this a little bit more. There's a number of things to like about this performance.
Mhm.
I love that there was a wedding,
Oh,
and it
yeah,
turned out
and it
that there was
real
an
wedding.
actual wedding
Yeah.
that took place during the Super Bowl halftime show.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you had special guests like Pedro
Pascal.
Cardi
B was
there. Ricky Martin sang
Jessica
a little
Alba
bit.
was in the crowd.
I did not know that Jessica Alba was there, but you also had Lady Gaga, who was shimmying her self.
Her body.
Yeah, she look. You couldn't read her poker face.
You could not read her poker face.
She was a joker.
There also was a little boy that he gave his Grammy to, which seemed like there's some pictures of him as a little kid where the boy is wearing a similar outfit. So it's assuming that he's like passing this to himself as a younger kid, which was really cute. And a lot of us, myself included, I thought it was the little 5-year-old boy Liam, who had been stolen from his family and taken to deportation center and had been released. It turns out that was not him. He obviously looks like him, which is why we were all like, oh, this is so cool. But it was not. But just the fact that you would have that boy on there, that even if with a possible likeness, I think that just added to it. So many the call outs to Puerto Rico, the call outs to Afro-Caribbean culture,
yes,
the call outs
you
to
had
the Caribbean
tios, you had
islands.
abuelas, you had so many different archetypes that were a part of the performance.
It was
overall.
beautiful.
It was very colorful, it was vibrant, it was beautiful. Look, I'm somebody who did not understand a single solitary word of Bad Bunny's performance, but I loved the vibe. I was down for the music because music can transcend language.
Yeah, of course.
I'm a firm believer. There's a reason why I have a whole playlist of just anime intros.
Yeah.
It's mainly because I don't know what they're saying. I have no idea
But I love
what
it.
the lyrics are, but I love it.
And I think about, like, my dad growing up in Nigeria, so much music that he got was coming from America's, like the R&B. He loved Whitney Houston. He loved Seal and like Sting. All these artists that he may not have ever really, of course, even though Nigeria English is one of the official languages, it still is different when you have your tribal languages, you're speaking something else. And these other countries come in and their music's there, but it brings you to it. We see there's this little Chinese uncle who I've found on Instagram who's been singing these like R&B songs. The most recent one he did was Kalani's Folded, and he has a really beautiful voice. But it's like, does this uncle know what he's singing? Who the fuck knows? But he knows he loves it. He knows the vibe of it. And he's coming out there and he's singing it. And I think that's the best part of music. It is the great connector that regardless of where you come from, regardless of what language you speak, that if it's a good music, the music is good, you're going to be able to feel it.
I have a theory.
Yeah.
I have a theory. This Super Bowl specifically having Bad Bunny, it was
Baboon.
only appreciated by the cultures who can dance to rhythm.
Yeah. And you know what? I will, yes. And also,
which is why you have a lot of the diaspora, the black diaspora, the African, the Afrocentric diaspora who appreciated it.
Yeah.
Very few people in the bar that we were watching it were like, I can't understand this shit. No, they were vibing out to
it was
the
good.
music. It was,
and it's connected to like Puerto Ricans are a mixture of Taino, Spaniard, and African music and culture. So it would make sense that Black people across the diaspora would be connected to it. You know, it would make sense that we would enjoy it because if you're listening to reggae, dancehall, djembe, Afro beats, a lot of the music, like the base of it is very similar.
yes, it is.
And so when you're hearing whether they're speaking English, Spanish, French, or whatever, you're just going to be able to be like, yes, I connect to this, right? And I think that's the part that's beautiful. That's the part I love, and that's what I appreciate. And I think that him being on the Super Bowl, of course, does not negate any of the terrible shenanigans that we are dealing with in this country and that we have been dealing with in this country for decades with racism, xenophobia, etc. But it does make you feel good to see that. Of course, we cannot forget about what's going on, and this does not change or negate any of the things that have been happening.
Yeah, Bad Bunny's Super Bowl performance didn't solve racism.
Like the ICE raids are still happening, right? Like it's not.
And I was gonna ask you, you made so much, and you drew too much, not too much. You drew a lot of attention to the idea that ICE was gonna be at the Super Bowl and stuff like that. And I was gonna ask you follow up if there were any reports of that shit happening at the Super Bowl.
I did not see
like
any.
Where did that go?
So I did not see any reports. I think that because of course leading up to one, Bad Bunny, he had his whole world tour. It had no shows in America because he said he was worried about ICE. So when he got the Super Bowl, I kind of felt like, well, dang, what's going to happen to the people here? Because now, you know, and we talked about it on the podcast, like what's going to happen? Do we think that's going to be a fear? Also, Trump and the Department of Justice or whatever, who's over ICE, they were saying, oh, they're going to be there, et cetera, trying to scare people. But from what I've seen, there have not been any reports that anything like that happened. Hopefully, like, you know, fingers crossed. But I think that it was a fuck you, and I appreciated that. And also the fact that so many people did not know that Puerto Rico is a colony of America was just not something, obviously it's something I knew, but also just pissed me off because like when why
does it piss you off, the ignorance of America? Why does anything when it comes to the ignorance of America,
I know, this is America,
piss you off? Like,
you know?
it's literally America. This country is stupid. This is a dumb fucking country filled with dumb fucking people. And I'm roping myself into this as well. I'm not saying that I'm an elite or above anybody when it comes to intelligence. I'm all you can go ahead and do that. And that's your right and your prerogative. But what I'm saying is that I at least am wise enough to know that this country is dumb. So when I hear a dumb thing like America thought that Puerto Rico is a different fucking country or a different place and not associated with America, anything like that, That does not surprise me.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't understand why he would get riled up at the ignorance of it all.
I guess
Why?
because, like, as a teacher,
It seems right on brand with America. If the brand of America is what it is, then it makes sense that they're in lockstep, just doing what the brand is.
I think the thing that's frustrating is that because as a teacher, when I'm teaching the students about Spanish and all that, I make it a point to talk about the 22 countries or 21 countries, one colony that have Spanish as an official language, because a lot of people don't know that Equatorial Guinea is the only country on the continent where Spanish is their official language. A lot of people don't know. I mean, I wasn't taught that. Like, I mean, my mother taught me, but I wasn't taught that in school about Puerto Rico being a colony where, yes, it's an island, but it's a colony of the United States. Also, the Philippines, their national official language is Tagalog now, but for a long time it was Spain because Spain was big colonizers, you know? So I think that I implore everyone to use any of these opportunities that unveil the ignorance that you have had, to dig into that and not just try to sweep it under the rug and try to be like, whatever, I don't care because, you know, I never found that out as a kid. So now it's just like, whatever, fuck you. And just embrace your ignorance because we're all ignorant about something, right? It's not something that we're ever going to know all the stuff about everything. Just embrace it. I loved the fact that he had the two men dancing on each other because
we were in a bar and a local nigga called that out and was like, I don't like that. I laughed. I laughed so hard that I had to hide it because I did not want any smoke with that motherfucker.
But the problem,
I honestly,
I did not love that because one, there was a gay guy that was there, and to his credit, he called it out immediately.
Yes, he did,
and was like,
"That's what made it even more beautiful." I love it. I love our people. I love black people, and I love all shades of black people. From the enlightened to the ignorant, from the don't know no betters to the know betters. And so I love the natural reaction of hearing, oh, I ain't down with that shit.
Honestly, I was just glad that people,
and the reason why I love that is because it is honestly a breath of fresh air, and it is a change of
homophobia is a breath of fresh air.
It is a breath of fresh air.
How? It's not. Well, we've been homophobic. It's not new.
We've been in a bubble.
We have.
I would say we.
I'm never in a bubble of non-homophobic gays. I see.
Well, yeah, you're in a school full of black youth.
I'm not talking about yes. Oh yeah. Oh God. It's so bad.
I would say you and me are in a bubble.
I mean, but I think about when I think about like homophobia in the black community, it's one of those things that I am always.
It's not always apparent, but it does rear its ugly head, and when it does,
like it's not always necessarily apparent. But I know I'm always waiting for it. Right? It doesn't matter the black people.
Yeah.
What part of
like when I used to date white women, and I would always look for microaggressions with their parents.
With black people,
oh, you speak so well.
You
know what I mean? Like I would just wait for that to happen, and I'd be like,
I don't think
this is America.
People are
don't get you slipping
more or less homophobic than other communities.
I'm not basing it on comparing to other communities.
It's just like it's one of those
just
things
what it is
that I know is there because of the religion aspect. And us having to decolonize ourselves and remove that from, our consciousness. But I also I was glad that nobody else was like co-signing, because he said it and he was like by himself, and then he had to explain it, which made it even more like, you dummy.
Which is
Because
why
nobody
it was also
was
funny.
even
It was
caring what you're saying.
hilarious.
Oh, well, you know, I caught that. Okay, you were looking for it, clearly. You were looking real hard. So maybe
hilarious.
think about that for
It
yourself.
was a hilarious moment of just a random comment followed by silence, followed by an explanation.
And someone saying, so, well, what did you mean by that? And that's the part I loved. What did you mean by that? Because now explain it. Explain why you disliked this so much. Because we're seeing women dancing on each other. We're seeing women shaking ass really well. They looked great.
It was very well done. It was a very well produced.
We see literally
dance.
one male couple dancing on each other, and now, oh my God, I can't take it. Like, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. And the only reason it pisses me off so much when it's Black people, and it's people in color in general, but like we're Black, so it's my people, is that we know what it means to be marginalized. We know what it means to be discriminated against. So there should be no reason why we are taking on the white man's ideologies about anything, because even they're going to be quick to come for us next. It doesn't matter who you think they're talking about. We're always the fucking top of the list.
Yeah. Well, the reason why it doesn't bother me is because on a human level, hurt people. So
yeah,
like,
well,
you know,
better,
like
better.
on just, I'm not saying don't do better. I would love to live in a world where motherfuckers would do better. I'm just saying I also accept the reality that, like, yeah, for the amount of Black people who exist in this realm that we live in, which is New York, Brooklyn, what have you, it is always refreshing to see those old school notions come through, because it is like a resistance to change. It's a difference of opinion, and also it just keeps things fresh. I hate the idea of everything becoming super homogenized. You know what I mean? Like I this might be a little bit controversial.
Yeah,
I would hate the idea of
there being no more bigotry. Is that what you're saying? Oh man, we're not seeing any bigots in the world anymore. It feels so dull out here. What?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Because that's what it sounds like.
What I'm saying is that I appreciate, like, I love, as enlightened as I am, as open as I am, and as accepting as I am unbothered by seeing these people exist in the world because they keep things fresh.
Okay, question.
Sure.
As a queer Black man,
Sure.
comments like that do not bother you?
No, it doesn't.
Really?
Doesn't. Why would it bother me?
Is it because you're so used to it? Is it because you're so used to it?
Yeah, except that this exists in the world.
I mean, I feel like I don't feel like that at all. It bothers me each and every time.
And I'm not going to speak for you. I know better than to speak for you, but also two, I'm not going to speak for you. But the reason why it does not bother me is because I understand that these ideologies exist in the world.
Yeah.
Like this, especially this particular country is made up of a bunch of conflicting, hypocritical bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Like differing ideologies left and right. It's insane to think that everybody in your circle is going to be aligned with exactly everything that you believe.
Yeah,
that is fucking insane. It doesn't happen in your family. So why would you think it would happen in the world?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I see somebody with a differing opinion, there's a part of me that appreciates it. It is varying degrees. It's not like every single point of contention, like if it's like a severe thing or a small thing or what have you. Like, it's not with everything, but with some things, I'm like, and actually just the concept in general, I'm like, I can appreciate that you have a different appreciation for an idea than what I have. It just makes shit interesting. I don't like the idea of living in a bubble, and I don't like the idea of living in a echo chamber where everybody is just aping the same ideas and sentiments to you. There should be some challenge. There should be just some difference. That's all. And that's all I'll leave it at. I'll leave it at that. We don't have that much time.
All right. Well, I appreciate what you said, and I understand it, even if I don't necessarily agree.
And I appreciate that.
But
this is America, and I will get that drop at some point.
So Bad Bunny's Super Bowl, it had 128.2 million people watching it, which is really cool. And that's not even talking about watching it like after the fact. Kendrick Lamar, who performed last year, his numbers were at 133.5 million viewers, so very close. And we're not comparing because there's no need to compare. They were both amazing. Now what we will compare is the alternative halftime show that Turning Point USA did. Headlined by Kid Rock.
My name is Kid.
Can you guess how many people watched the Kid Rock live?
A significant fewer is what I would guess. I would say if we're doing Prices Right rules, concurrent viewers, let's say 5 million. It's a single digits for sure. It has to be single digits. Kid Rock's Super Bowl performance, which was pre-recorded, as was stated later on, had to be single digits. So I'm gonna say 5.
So you actually win because it was 5.1 million who
Wow.
watched it live.
Okay.
It featured Kid
I would have
Rock.
figured 6.
It also
I went
had
with 5.
Brantley Gilbert, Gabby Barrett, and Lee Bryce, country musicians. Do not know who they are. He did his hits from Ba Ba Da Ba Da Ba.
But hey, put some disrespect on his name. It's Ba Da Ba Da Bang Da Bang Diggy Diggy.
So the show lasted about 30 minutes. The 30-minute show lasted a few minutes into the third quarter of the Super Bowl game. And it says more than 4 million people streamed it on YouTube. So it probably ended up being the 5 million at the end.
Sure.
And it just, people said it was said it wasn't great. It was not good.
Yeah, why would anybody want to watch an aging rocker? That's the reason why the Super Bowl hasn't had an aging rocker perform at the Super Bowl in a long time.
And if they were aging, they were really dope. They did have they ended up with a bang, a tribute to Charlie Kirk. And there was a funny picture that I saw of Erica Kirk, Charlie Kirk's widow, at the show. Let me find it because she looked like a WWE superstar.
Who did it look like?
Not a particular person.
They just looked like they were aging.
Yes.
Okay. And by the way, I've been looking, and the last time an aging rocker was on the Super Bowl was Super Bowl 50 with Coldplay.
Oh, okay.
And even then, that's, as far as like aging is concerned, probably not that old. But then before that was Madonna. With Super Bowl What is this? What is XLB11? I took Latin. I should know this.
10.
10
I don't remember what
L.
is, so you're gonna have to click on it.
10L. Oh man, no. I'm not doing that.
Well, I can't find this picture, but either way, it wasn't good. So thank you to Bad Bunny for giving us a really good concert.
Shout out to Bad Bunny.
Of course, people had a lot of great commercials.
Yes.
My favorite.
What were your favorite commercials? What were your favorite? So we're gonna do our favorite Super Bowl commercials. What was your favorite Super Bowl commercials in no particular order?
Okay. Well, I will say
what were most memorable.
Definitely number one was Coinbase. Because they had
it was a karaoke setup where it was just the lyrics to Backstreet Boys Rock Your Body. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. I think.
Is it called Rock Your Body or Everybody?
Everybody,
yeah. Or Backstreet's Back.
Oh,
oh,
okay. But that was definitely my favorite because it was like it didn't need any. You were just a part of it, and then,
it was just the lyrics. It was just like, "Am I original?" And no, it was literally like the lyrics. Am I original? Yeah. Am I the only one? Yeah. Am I sexual? Yeah.
Am I everything you need?
And everybody was just singing.
Everybody.
And by everybody, I believe because we were in a black establishment, it was just you, me, and Keith.
Yeah. Everybody.
Rock your body right. Coinbase.
Yeah. But yeah, Coinbase. So I don't really use Coinbase.
I think that might have been the best commercial of the
I think
whole
so.
thing.
I think so. The next one I'm giving it to Dove, talking about their body. It was the body positivity for the young girls.
Sure.
Because
that was the best one.
That's the second one. That's one of the ones that I feel like the most memorable. You
Okay.
can't judge my commercial.
No, I'm not judging it.
You looked at me quizzically.
No, I looked at you confused as to like that's a memorable one for you.
Yeah, that was memorable.
Okay.
And then I'm just looking through the nines. I think that Coinbase I gave a 10. Dove I gave a 9. I had a bunch of 8s. Like
yeah, I had a bunch of 8s too.
DoorDash, Instacart, the
I like the
GoPuff.
I like the Jeep with the robot fish that was like, take me to the river, and the bear beats the shit out of that.
The eagle eats it.
It was funny. I like the Alexa Chris Hemsworth commercial.
Yes, stop. Alexa, stop. God.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one. Chris Hemsworth was really funny with it. Can you tell me what some of the ones you did not like at all?
Michelob Ultra, fucking Keith. Not, I don't know who it was. It was just. I just looked at it and I hated it. It was the ski one. So and also Nerds with Anthony Cohen or whoever the fuck.
His acting was so bad.
Terrible.
I hated the United Starlink one because we shouldn't be giving Elon any more access to any data.
It's ridiculous.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
The Row one I didn't like because I just am really annoyed that Williams is promoting this.
We had a big booty queen and now she's on Ozempic.
Well, I think the thing about it that pisses me off is
we don't have time to get into it though.
I'm gonna say it real quick.
Sure.
The thing that pisses me off is you are an extremely wealthy athlete. So you're promoting this to women who work down at an office, a supermarket, like a teacher or somebody. You're talking to people who don't have the money to get the chefs, the personal trainers, that don't have the time to have somebody help fix their lives. And I just feel like I mean, her husband owns some of the Row company, which makes me feel like You're just doing it to line your husband's pockets, and that pisses me off. And it just adds to the body dysmorphia that our country already deals with. So I just was not happy.
That was your issue with it. My issue with it was that she was a black queen who was in tip-top athletic shape and was built as a brick house, who also had an ass and is now fucking just conforming to this Ozempic standard of beauty bullshit.
Yeah.
Like you said, to also feed the pockets of her white husband, her very white husband.
My least favorite one also was the Ring camera. Because they tried to use it as, oh my God, we're
gonna find puppies. No,
it's to fucking
it's to make sure that niggas ain't in your gated community, and that's basically it.
Just to find people in general to have all this access, like we're in fucking Minority Report.
Yeah, it's basically you live in a gated community. Y'all all have Ring cameras. Let's see if we can spot the guy who doesn't belong.
But yeah, those were my best and worst ones.
Yeah. My best one was honestly, it had to be the I already said it. Coinbase one was my favorite, along with the Bosch Guy Fieri one.
That one was actually
pretty funny, and then also the one with the no, not the polar bears. The one with the Chris Hemsworth.
The A one.
Sorry, the Jeep robot fish.
Oh, okay.
I love the Jeep robot fish one.
All right. Well,
you know, if that's everything, that's everything.
Thank you for listening. Tell us what your favorite parts about the Super Bowl were. If you watched the Turning Point halftime show, hey, let us know that too.
Yeah.
If you watched it or real loved watched it, whatever it was, because we didn't, and we're not going to. So yeah, let us know. Share, like, subscribe, comment, email, all of the things, and that's it. That's all.
All right. And if that's everything, that's everything. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. Until next time, take it easy. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like to contact the podcast, you can reach us via email at blackandSnerdypodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Black and Snerdy Podcast, as well as on Twitter at Black and Snerdy. You can find me, Maurice, on all social media under the handle Licorish is Legit. That's LICORISH is legit.
And you can find me on Instagram. It's VaxOD, THATSOD.E. And on Twitter, THATSOD_E. And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to us. Tune in next time to the Black and Snerdy Podcast, where nerds of a feather rock together.
Remember?
Bye.
Not
yet.
No, this is keeping it. We're keeping this in. Don't forget to take your meds and your subs and drink water. Bye.
Bye.
I actually want to keep that.